We're learning Nefesh Shimshon Torah vkinyaniah, page 8 in our Nefesh Shimshon. And Rav Pinkus points out a very interesting distinction between Torah learning and any other kind of learning that's fundamental to understanding what learning Torah is all about. He says that any other kind of non-Torah knowledge, secular knowledge, can be acquired through the means of concentration, quieting the mind, having an intellectual focus. And in fact, our sages, Chazal, say that if someone says that there are non-Jews who are learning non-Torah knowledge and they have wisdom, believe them. Wisdom can be acquired this way. This is the way of philosophers, of advanced mathematics, of astrophysics, of any of the subjects that are learned in secular education, come through this process. Torah learning, Rav Pinkus says, is something entirely different. Torah learning comes from a person's insides. It comes from a connection to Hashem. It's really comes from a reality basis of who the person is and what their true relationship to Hashem is. A person can't learn a word of Torah, can't retain a word of Torah, unless they're coming from a place of love for Hashem. Not only is it much too difficult, but that's the process. That's why we say in davening, Ava Rabbah, great love. You've loved us in a great way. Hashem is there with the love. We need to match it. Rav Pinkus says that there's a very interesting measure if you look at how much a person relishes the headlines. We all have a tremendous desire, chukka, to read what's in the paper, to read what's on our phones that comes across about world events. There's something incredibly enticing about it. Torah learning needs to be at least that enticing. It's said that the Chazon Ish one time was found lying on the floor in his study, and people asked him what happened. He said he learned, and he was so tired, he learned to the last ounce of strength, and he didn't even have the energy to get up and go to bed, so he lay down on the floor. That's what's called Torah learning. Now, Rabbi Nachman, in Likutei Moharan, the 7th chapter, talks about a means of acquiring Torah through davening, developing this sort of relationship and connection. Because if a person davens and recognizes that every need of theirs has to be expressed, Hashem is interested in hearing every single need. And we have so many needs, we tend to pull back and express only a tiny little bit, which is actually a symptom of our lack of emunah. To build emunah, a person needs to understand that all of our needs needs to be expressed in a vital and almost urgent way to Hashem. And if we do, then our prayers are elevated to something called the Gan Eden Elyon, the upper Gan Eden, which is really a tremendous storehouse that waters the world of positive influence. It's called Shefa, and of Torah knowledge. And that comes down through a river, these are all metaphoric terms, to water the Torah. And our souls are rooted in the Torah. We're actually one with the Torah. So our Torah knowledge comes about through this process of the love and the relationship and the emunah in Hashem, which waters us, waters the Torah, and then waters our souls, which are connected in a real way. And we can only learn if we're being real, keeping it real. And that then gives a person the ability to have tremendous Torah knowledge, seichel, what Rabbi Nachman calls Chachma Bina V'das, at least Rabbi Nassim calls it that in the Likutei Tfilos. And then through this process, a person comes to also connect to the Torah, learn the Torah, and have the Torah in their lives.